You guys ask for stories every once in a while. Well, this is quite a while back. This is 2000, 2015. I had a Dodge Ram, different Dodge Ram. And I'm going down the interstate. I'm chugging along. My buddy with me. He's actually his father does granite countertops. And the truck was going to be sold to his father soon. And we're going down the highway. And this is a long wheelbase 94 Dodge Ram. Pretty good shape out of southern Arkansas. And all of a sudden, cruise over the side of the road. But because of the lane we were in and we were passing, I had to get over on the inside. And it was in a curve on 294. So not a good spot to be, a bad spot to be broke down. You don't want to be standing out in your car with all the traffic and stuff going by. So I get to checking things out. You know, crank. Every once in a while it'd spit and sputter a little bit. And I was like, man, it sounds awfully odd. It'll want to fire, but it won't fire. Then it wants to fire and it won't fire. And I get out and I take a screwdriver and stick it in the spark plug wire, and I'm setting it over next to the motor, and I see it. Okay, well, it's getting spark. Check fuel. Well, I hit Schrader valve, and well, it's got fuel. No, it didn't have. It doesn't have very much fuel. It had one initial spurt for the residual pressure. It was built up, and then when I was holding the Schrader valve, I was, hey, go ahead, key on. Key on. Nothing come out of it. I said, now crank it over. And then every few cranks you get like a little small spurt, but nothing to really do anything. I said, well, I need a fuel pump. So right there on the side of the road, we try to figure out what tools we can come up with. Now I had a 1/2-inch drive ratchet and everything else, and I don't know if a lot of you know anything about those body style Dodge Rams, but it's got a long tank on the driver's side along the frame. It's not necessarily the easiest thing to get out, especially when it's got almost a full tank of fuel. And it did. It had like over a 3/4 tank of fuel. And I'm dreading life at this point, because I said, how in the hell am I going to get this thing out of here? So that's why when I was younger, we did a few modifications to people's beds where we'd actually make fuel doors in their bed where you can flip a little lever and open it up. Fuel pump be sitting right underneath the door. And then it kind of, I'm thinking, what the hell? I ain't got nothing out here with me other than just a few hand tools and stuff like that. So I call an Uber. Pick me up on the side of 294. And the Uber pulls up behind us all while we're broke down. And me and my buddy, we jump in the vehicle and we go to the local parts store. I tell the Uber, just wait right here, take us back when we're done. So they get a fuel pump. And I get the fuel pump. We head back to the truck. I grabbed a few tools while I was there. I forget everything I grabbed. I tell my buddy, I was like, damn, man, we're going to have to get up underneath this thing. We're going to have to let this fuel tank. Mind you, this is the inside lane on a curve. On 294, cars are 70, 80 mile an hour. We could have easily got killed. Not a lot of room. And I said, we're going to have to climb up under this thing. And we're going to have to let it rest on our chest and then kind of slide it off sideways. And what I'll do is I'll slide under it more to where it's resting more on the bottom part of my chest or belly, so I can lean up and reach up there and grab and unsnap fuel lines and everything else and electrical connectors. So we get the fuel tank down on the ground, and I just leave it right where it is. I take my my hammer and my screwdriver and I pop the top ring off of it, and I put new fuel pump and stuff in, hook it all in, get the fuel lines and stuff hooked up, and then we drag it sideways back over our bellies and just kind of sit up and push up with our knees and our chest and our belly all at the same time, trying to get it up in there, and then still take a strap and pull the strap up underneath it to strap it up on the side of the van. This is almost comical because I'm like reliving it, like, you stupid idiot, like the stupid things that I've done. I could have had it towed anywhere, but I wanted to fix it right there. And the danger that we put ourselves into sometimes. So we get it up in there and get the bolts started and everything else. Getting the bolts started was a pain in the ass, man. I wanted to hurt somebody. So right about the time I'm starting to get these bolts snugged up inside there, a car pulls up behind us. The guy comes up and says, "Everything okay?" I said, "Yeah, everything's fine." And he says, "You need any help?" I said, No, we're good. We don't. I didn't want to pay nobody to help me. We had it. I said, "No, we're fine. We're just finishing up. Everything will be okay." So I go in the vehicle and I'm priming the system. And as I'm keying forward, I can hear the fuel pumps kicking out real loud and nice now. Sounds good. Vehicle's gonna start. Fuel pump was the problem. Homeboy walks up next to the truck. Not my friend. He's in the truck with me. And I got my door kind of cocked open with my leg hanging out. And he pushes the door up against my leg to put pressure on my leg like he's trying to hold me there. And he says, "Hey man, we're going to take this truck." And I said, "You're going to take what?" "We're going to take this truck." And I see him with his hand in his pocket. So I reach over and I pull open my console. I see, what are we going to do? Is this what you want to do right now? Because it ain't going to end good for either one of us. And then he starts putting a little bit more pressure, so I put my hand on my piece and I pull it out, and I've got it sitting in my lap, pointed right at the door, like I'm ready to let loose right through the door. "You really want to do this right now? Because I'm gonna turn your ass into Swiss cheese, and that's how it's gonna be. And I don't care." And I have it right there in my hand, pointed right at the door, right at him. And as soon as he would have made some kind of move, that would have been it. Man, I tell you what, some of the times that we're on these jobs on the side of the road and doing, mobile mechanicing and stuff like that, and just out away from a facility, I question whether or not it's worth it sometimes because of the amount of danger that you can put yourself in. Just the amount of stuff that the dude walked away. He walked away, got back in his car and left. The amount of stuff that you can get yourself into just by trying to fix your vehicle away from a repair facility or your home or your garage or something like that. There's one time I almost had to shoot somebody. And I could tell by the way the guy was real lax with his body, his posture, and his facial expression, and almost like he was unsure about what he was doing, that he wasn't going to do anything. He needed somebody to scare him a little bit more. And I don't know if that's the military side of me coming out or not, by being able to look and judge and see exactly what somebody's intention was. That dude wasn't going to do nothing to me. He was either trying to find a vehicle so he can do something for a gang, or something that he's been told that he needs to do. A lot of times that type of stuff happens. They'll put out a call for a certain type of job to be done, and you got to get the material to make sure it's done, and they don't care how you do it. And I just so happened to be on the highway, put a brand new fuel pump in it, so they would have a truck with a new fuel pump and it would have ran great. And luckily I didn't have to do anything to that young man. Luckily I was able to just I stay strapped all the time, everywhere I go. And it's silly because people think that nowadays you're just gonna be able to walk up to somebody and do whatever you want. You better not do it. It's probably best not to just walk up to some random person, because even in very anti-pew-pew states, people are carrying. I couldn't go anywhere without carrying anymore, just because of everything that's going on in the world and how creepy and nasty people are. This is the one time I actually almost had to hurt somebody while out doing a mobile repair. And luckily I was able to read the situation because of my training and realize the guy's intentions were bad, but he wasn't actually going to do anything. And if he would have made any wrong move past that point, I wouldn't have hesitated. Not at all. But that's my story. I figured I'd share that with you. Y'all be blessed. Have a great day.